Hello and welcome to this video where I want to show you how easily you can make a low-poly sword like this in Blender. To create this sword I used this image as reference. You can use it too if you want, or you can find your own reference from the web or maybe draw one. I start by deleting everything in the scene and then add reference image. Alt G and Alt R to remove transform and rotation, and RX90 to rotate it 90 degrees on X-axis. To create the blade I added a cube, but you can use any other objects. I scaled down the image. To see the reference, I went to X-ray mode by pressing Alt Z and then Tab to go to edit mode. Then press M to merge and select that center. Now there's one vertex to work with. I put it roughly on the edge of the blade. Then E to extrude and I try to follow the shape of the reference. At the end I select both first and last vertices and merge them together at center. Then I select all edges and fill between them by pressing F and then extrude the created faces. In object mode I add a mirror modifier on the negative side of y-axis. Change the select mode to face select by pressing 3. Then I selected the other face and scale it down on z-axis. Then I make a dent like my reference. I press I to insert to create a face. To make it look more like reference, I dissolve some extra edges. When I was satisfied with the shape, I extrude the face inwards a little and then scale it a bit. I use the cube to create the shape. In X-ray mode I scale it down as necessary to fit the reference, and then I start moving the edges to position. To follow the reference I needed some more edges to work with, so I added some loop cuts by pressing Ctrl R and then scaled them down or up as necessary, and I tried to move them to correct positions and continue this until the shape was complete. To create the grip, I added a cylinder with 8 vertices and then rotate it on X-axis by 90 and scale it down as necessary. I just tried to keep it simple and look like the reference. At the end I created the pommel by adding a cube. Then in edit mode, X-ray mode and in front view I tried to make it like the reference by adding a loop cut and putting edges into correct positions. After finishing the model, it was time to add some details to make the sword look better. For the blade, after applying the mirror modifier, I created some notches. Like here, that I select this vertex, then bevel it by pressing Ctrl Shift B, and then select these two vertices and join them together. To create ancient letters, in edit mode, I select this face and duplicate it by pressing Shift D. And I separate it from the blade by pressing P because I want it to be different objects. For this I use knife tool and I just created some vertices according to reference, as you can see here. Then I extrude the created faces just a bit to create the letters. When it was ready, I moved it to its position. I didn't add lots of details to the whole hilt section. I just grabbed some edges and beveled them and extrude the created faces outwards. I only did this to add emission to them later. To prepare the scene for render, I added materials to the objects. Then I add two area lights to the scene and rotate them towards the sun. I wanted ancient letters and some parts of the hilt to be lumens. In order to do this, I created a material and make it beaming by adding emissions to it. Then I add this material to the ancient letter. For the hilt, I added some seams where it was needed, like here, that in edit mode I selected these edges from the part that I wanted to be luminous and press Ctrl E and mark seam. Then I select these faces that are separated by the seams and I create and assign another slot to them, and finally I added the beaming material to these parts. To make the blade look nicer, I divided into 3 parts using seams. I made edges brighter and less rough opposite to the middle section, where I made it darker and I increased the roughness. In order to make Eevee look better, I turned ambient occlusion, bloom and scene space reflection on. And finally I did the camera, and this is the resultant Eevee and in cycles. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the like button and tell us in the comments if this video helped you or if you have any questions about it. And if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to our channel for more cool content. Thanks for watching and see you soon.